Hello everyone and Happy New Year. Welcome back to IMO Reviews. We're kicking things off with PRIMATE. PRIMATE is a January horror movie in which a girl invites her friends round to her house where there is a living chimpanzee due to a deaf person living with them. The only problem is that this very well educated and friendly chimpanzee called Ben suddenly catches a bad case of rabies and becomes very vicious towards the people at the party. And thus the blood and carnage ensues. Basically what they've done here is taken the only good part of that film Nope by Jordan Peele and turned it into a very basic generic monster movie, if you will. Which is cool in concept, but a very real missed opportunity to actually explore something of meaning with this idea. There is no exploration of animal cruelty and maybe leaving nature alone. No, it is just a monster movie, but the monster is a chimp called Ben. And I have to give the movie a lot of credit where it's due. All of the prosthetics on the chimpanzee is very good. Big thumbs up all round on my part. I thought it was pretty damn good. About as good as you could have done it, really. The same has to be said for the gore. That is clearly where this film shines, in its prosthetics and its blood work. Some moments are really pretty grim, but pretty good if that's what you want from this movie, which I personally did. It might only be a small thing, but I also thought the music did its job well. It's not the most memorable soundtrack and it's really not going to get under your skin, but I just appreciated the fact that it knew what to do and when. It never upstaged anything, it never went too far with the loud bang jump scares. There was a genuine level of subtlety to it that aided the film nicely, but sadly it does all go a bit downhill from here, to be honest with you. My biggest issue with the film is that I just couldn't stand the characters. And no, it's nothing personal against the actors, because truth be told, they do their job well enough. No one here is dreadful or stinking the gaff out at all. It is strictly the characters that they are playing. These characters suck. They are written dreadfully. There is no depth or personality to any of them. They might as well not have names. They might as well just be Teenager 1 and Teenager 2. And we have to spend an awful lot of time with them before things really get going. And I would usually praise that. I want to get to know these characters before we start killing them off. But you absolutely categorically failed to make me care about or remember a single damn one of them. Because all they do is develop this very petty teenage bullshit that I don't care about. Their dialogue is dreadful and even toe-curling at times. It's not Ben anymore. Good grief. I get the impression that it's trying to be funny with this dialogue, that it's trying to be cheesy and on the nose and totally self-aware that this is kind of a goofy idea in general, but it just doesn't come across as funny. At least I didn't laugh. If anything, I just sort of cringed. It's not written well enough to convey the comedy opportunities that this premise genuinely offers. And there's a real lack of subtlety here as well. Everything is spelt out for you. I was watching a video on YouTube a few weeks ago about this whole two-screen writing rule where films are now written under the premise that the audience is on their phone, so you need to not only do the thing, but spell it out for them constantly. Yeah, PRIMATE reeks of that theory. I can't help but feel like this has been written with that mandate in mind, because some very basic scenes are played out twice, just to then be repeated to you in verbal dialogue, reminding you of what's happening all of the time, even though it is the most uncomplicated story you could possibly follow. How little can you trust an audience? It feels slightly pandering and belittling, to me at least. If they went any further with it, you'd buy your ticket, go to the cinema, walk into the screening, and the lights would just be on. There'd be a bloke standing there giving you a post-it note saying, don't bother watching this, just read that while you glance at your phone. It's the same experience. Not for me, it isn't. I, for one, love nothing more than switching my phone off and sinking into what I hope is going to be an enjoyable movie. But I guess the TikTok culture has been fully embraced rather than the magic of cinema. These characters are just all so dumb. They mention quite early on that Ben, the chimp, can't swim. So when Ben attacks, rather than get Ben into the pool, they themselves jump into the pool. Now what, dipshits? If I happen to find myself in these very specific circumstances, you can bet your bottom dollar that I would be drop-kicking Sweet Benny Boy into next week, and you would all be thanking me for it. And I think this is a huge mistake that the movie makes by limiting its environment to mostly a swimming pool. It becomes so stale so quickly. There's only so much you can do with a swimming pool. And had they avoided that and had a genuine exploration of their environment with the group splitting up, we could have led to a lot more memorable and creative moments in the movie. And it all plays out very predictably, but the concept and the kills do somewhat keep you hanging in there just about. And with a runtime of just about an hour and a half, you really can't complain. I didn't find myself becoming restless or too bored that I had to leave. It was fine for what it was, but I really did want quite a bit more. This does feel like a real missed opportunity in my book. You could do far worse. I don't think this is going to get anywhere near the worst 10 films of the year, but I also don't see myself remembering it come the end of the year, or even looking back on it that fondly. And I'm going to give Primate a 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this video. While you're here, I just wanted to explain, I'm totally aware that the channel has been a bit quiet since the turn of the year. I have not been resting on my laurels with my feet up and pigging away on Christmas snacks, although that has been happening a little bit. But most of the time has been spent working away on a video essay that I have been working on since the start of summer last year. It has been quite an arduous process to do that, work, social life, other movie reviews, live streams, gaming. I've only got 2 hands, I can only juggle so much. But while I have this time off work, I'm really knuckling down with this video essay. I'd like to get it up to you in February, maybe March. I don't want to put up a deadline and screw myself over here, but it is coming, I promise you. And yes, I will still be putting up movie reviews like this one in the meantime to keep you happy and keep you entertained, but it just might be a bit of a slower process until this video essay is done. So please don't go anywhere. Don't think I'm giving up the ghost. If anything, it makes your viewership even more important. Keep hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the comment section. Hope you have an amazing 2026, and I'll see you on the next review.